It is winter. You open a cupboard, searching for a charger, and find an old bottle of sunscreen. The cap clicks. One trace of coconut and chemicals reaches you. The room disappears. For a moment, you are small again, barefoot beside a swimming pool. The concrete is hot. Water flashes blue through your eyelashes. Someone is unfolding a towel behind you. You do not just remember the place. You feel dropped into it. Then the cupboard returns. How did one breath rebuild a world that a photograph might not? Researchers call this odor-evoked autobiographical memory. It is sometimes nicknamed the Proust phenomenon, after literature's famous taste and smell memory. But the scientific version is more interesting than smell is a time machine. First, the route from nose to memory really is unusual, but not magical. Odor signals reach olfactory regions including piriform cortex, which are closely connected with the amygdala, entorhinal and hippocampal systems, and orbitofrontal cortex. Together, these networks help process emotion, association, autobiographical retrieval, and the value of an experience. That intimacy matters, but it does not mean smell travels through one unfiltered wire straight into a stored movie. Imaging studies of odor-cued memories show activity across a network, much of it shared with autobiographical remembering in general. And anatomy cannot explain why sunscreen opens your pool while a stranger smells only lotion. The odor needs a history. Years ago, sunscreen was present while the heat, water, voices, and feeling of that day were being bound together. The smell later becomes a small, distinctive piece of the event. When it returns, it can cue the larger pattern even before you consciously name what entered your nose. That personal binding is why most odors do nothing dramatic. Only some have the right key shape. Familiarity, emotional meaning, and whether you can identify the odor can all change retrieval. So does the key work better than a picture? Several experiments have tried to hold the remembered event steady while changing the cue. In one naturalistic study, participants first selected memories linked to items available as odors and pictures. When they later recalled those memories with the odor, they rated the experience as more emotional than when using the matching picture or word, and they tended to feel more brought back to the event. In another pair of experiments, a verbal odor label gave people an initial chance to remember. A second attempt then used the matching odor, an irrelevant odor, a picture, or the label again. The relevant odor changed the quality of recollection and produced more reported detail. Return to the cupboard. The old bottle is not adding a random mood to the pool. Under those study conditions, an odor tied to an event can restore qualities that a label or image fails to reach as strongly. Then comes the strangest pattern. Odor-cued memories are often old. In a study of 93 older adults, memories triggered by odors clustered mostly in the first decade of life. Memories triggered by words and pictures peaked later. The odor memories also felt more transporting and had been thought about less often. That makes the sunscreen memory feel less like a favorite story you have polished for years. It may be a door you rarely open, with a key you rarely encounter. When the key finally turns, the suddenness becomes part of the power. But this is where a beautiful explanation can become a bad claim. Not every study finds smell superior in every way. Results change with the task, the person's familiarity with the cue, whether the odor is named, and how the memory was chosen. Only a subset of odors evoke rich autobiographical scenes at all. And vivid does not mean perfectly accurate. The studies show emotion, detail, age, and the feeling of mental time travel. They do not show that an odor plays an untouched recording. Autobiographical memory reconstructs. The hot concrete may be right. The position of the towel, the exact light, or who spoke first may have been filled from pieces. That does not make the transport fake. The emotion is happening now. The association is real. The memory can be personally true and still be rebuilt rather than replayed. Now the winter cupboard returns one last time. The sunscreen bottle is smaller than you remember. The pool scene is already fading, but the odor has changed meaning. It was never a time machine. It was a key. One sensory fragment learned beside heat, water, voices, and a younger version of you. Turning, it recruited a whole network to rebuild the room on the other side. The smell does not preserve the past. It gives the past a way back in. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel a great deal. See you next time.